Well, hello there. This is Tom George with KoodumsAI, and in our last video, I walked you through a demo showing many of the different things you can embed inside your Koodums chatbot. Things like videos, images, forms, calendars, and many other things. But today, I am pulling back the curtain to show you how those pieces actually get added. So whether you're brand new to AI agents or you like getting more technical, KoodumsAI makes it easy to build out some really powerful experiences. So let's jump right in. Okay, well, ordinarily in these videos, we start by logging in. But before we do that, why don't we launch from the page we're in and go down to demos? That's where we left off last time. If you recall, I wanted to give you a high-level view of all the different things that you can do using this Koodums platform. And what you're looking at now are all the things we reviewed last time. You can embed videos, you can put in alerts, you can put in pictures and coupons, surveys from forms or more dynamic forms. So we looked at that. I just wanted to show you that to remind you. Now, what we're going to do this time is we are going to see how that's done. Doesn't take long, it's very easy, and why don't we get started? So now we're going to log in. So we log in, and once we're in, as always, we go to our agents, our chatbot agents, our files for all of our chatbots. You can see I'm a pretty busy guy playing around with a lot of stuff. And we're going to go down to our trusty LP Concierge, as you can see there. And let's get to why we are here, and that is to show you exactly how we were able to embed these additional functions into our chatbot. In other words, we're customizing it, right? And so let's click on customization, and we want to edit what's already here because this is an existing chatbot. So we click on edit, we scroll down, and we're probably seeing some familiar things, but I bet you this isn't very familiar here. And this is where we're going to hang out. It's called the Easy FAQ and Action Config. And you'll see why we call it that momentarily. And if you want to add something that you want to embed into your chatbot, you click the plus sign because we're adding something. So we click on the plus sign. And now you see a very simple set of three boxes: question, answer, action. But we can start with the action, and then we'll put in a question and answer. The action in this case is, why don't we embed a video? That'll be fun. Can we really do that? Well, let's see. We click on that, and now we want to select what we're calling widgets. Widget is just, as you probably know, a generic name for just about anything you're talking about, which is determined by context. So our widgets in this case are things that we want to embed into our chatbot. So let's click on that. And now you see a whole list of widgets, a lot of different things you can do. So many that you need a scroll bar to see them all. So what we're talking about now is we want to embed a video. And so let me do that. I click on the video. And there, look at that. That's how it looks if you're programming. Now, actually, it's right here. This is just a site somewhere in YouTube. You remember we were talking about Costa Rica, so let's do that one. And so we're just putting it into the ID. And did you notice it was added to this small little piece of code that you did not have to write? The platform does it for you. Koodums does it for you. So now we've done that. We want to save it. But keep in mind, just because I'm saving here doesn't mean I've saved everything yet. Keep that in mind as we continue. So I click on save, and now we're back to where we were, only now our action box actually has an action in it. It's that piece of code that you didn't have to write that's right there. Now, since this is in the LP Concierge chatbot, you know, the Leadership Passport, the company that my wife built, let's make it relevant to that. So we'll say something like LP conference in Costa Rica. I'll even add something. There will be an LP conference in Costa Rica. And now for the actual question, I'll add one more thing. I hear it's a beautiful place. Do you have any info in that regard? And I'll make this real easy for the answer. Absolutely. With an exclamation point. Now, the user of your chatbot does not have to ask the question exactly the way it's posed. They don't need to use any of these words. If they just get into the ballpark, the chatbot, the large language model behind it, that is the Gemini and the ChatGPT brains, if you will, that is the LLMs, large language models, know what you're talking about. So this just gets you in the ballpark. So you still have that flexibility as a user to where you don't have to ask something exactly the way it's put here. So now that we've done this, we have our question, we have our answer, and we have our action. Let's add it to this list. If we don't click add, it doesn't happen. It won't happen. So we have to click add. And where have we added it? We've added it here, yet I don't see anything. That's because there are so many things here, we don't want to show them all and fill all of our space when we have other functions that we might want to set as well. So you can just click see more if you want to see it all. And in this case, we want to see the last thing we added, which will always be appended to the end of the list. And here it is. There will be an LP conference, blah, 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 that we talked about. So now that we've done that, we're still not finished with our saving activities. We've saved, we've added, now we have to lock it all in by saving everything. Anytime you make a change in this platform, always scroll to the bottom of the page. I know I say that a lot in my videos, but it's so important, you can't forget that. And click on the word save, the save button. So now we've done that. And now we see our LP Concierge chatbot. And now for the moment of truth. Let's see if we can truly embed a video right in the chatbot. So here we go. I'm just going to say something like, Costa Rica is very pretty. Any info on the place? Let's see what we get. Look at that. Absolutely. I scroll up a little bit and look at that. There it is. It's in there. So here we go. Let's see. Told you so. Enjoy that placid beauty. I wish I was there right now. Even with that guy. Isn't that something? Just calms you down. Beautiful. Yes, indeed. So that's our video. It works. Look how simple it was. And we just chose that one. It can be any video of your choice. Just point the tool to it, and that'll be your widget, as we call it. So again, all I'm trying to show you is that you can embed these things into your chatbot to communicate whatever you need to communicate. Now, let me go back and show you again all the things you can do. We looked at it as we went, but let's just go one more time. And these widgets are all, again, all the different functions that you can embed into your chatbot, which you will embed into your website. Isn't that something? So look at this. You can do a form. We didn't even get into that. A simple form as we looked at in the demo. A map even. I can show you that here without doing it. Look at that. There's your map right there. Wherever you want it to be. You see the coordinates and all? Okay, let's go back. Again, table, list, info, pictures, images, any type of image. You can actually sync up with Calendly or sync up with HubSpot, meeting, a form. You can do all kinds of things, as you can see. We talked about carousels in our last video where you can advance pictures as if you're doing a slideshow right there from the chatbot. We saw the video. You can send a message. That is, you can send an alert. You saw that in the previous video. all kinds of things. You remember the Megan Moroney concert that we talked about. You use this to enter that kind of information, an item list. And so there is so much you can do. There's so much flexibility. So your chatbot becomes more than just a question and answer tool, which is powerful in and of itself. But it's so much more powerful when you can do all of these other things. So I hope that's helpful. And that's going to do it for now. I trust this gave you a better feel for how all those elements from the previous video's demo actually come together inside a Koodums AI agent. Well, thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, this is Tom George with KoodumsAI, signing off.